So, do you remember going to the market, looking for some game to buy, and finding a certain Midnight Club 3 DUB Edition remix? Yeah, right? And by chance, do you guys know which version this is? And what are the differences compared to the original game? Well guys, Midnight Club 3 is one of those many racing games that became popular on the PlayStation 2, and it's also a very beloved franchise that is awaited for news until today, right? So, about the game, we had the original game with the name Midnight Club 3 DUB Edition, and this DUB Edition is the official name of the game, right? Like there is no Midnight Club 3 without the DUB Edition in the title. And the name comes from a partnership Rockstar had with DUB Magazine, a magazine specialized in luxury customization and performance in general. So, about the term DUB guys, which is present in the game, it has similarities with tuning. You know, the famous tuning we saw in the Fast and Furious movies. But it focuses more on luxury, on giant wheels, on more basic tones really, like black, wine colored, or even chrome. And they also kept those stylish interiors there. And I'm saying this because it's the opposite of the neon and the screaming colors of what we saw in FS Underground and even in the Fast and Furious movies, considering that over there the cars are more flashy, always in warmer colors like red, yellow, orange anyway. So this aesthetic here of Midnight Club 3 is essential for the identity of the game and makes it stand out regarding its competitors. Well, the original Midnight Club 3 DUB edition was released in 2005 for PS2, Xbox, and PSP, and, well, it was very successful. It is interesting to mention that this specific game was way more successful than the predecessors due to the fact that we have licensed cars and also a bigger focus on customizations. A thing that in the first two games of the franchise left something to be desired, but came in strong here in the third game. And, right, the success came with everything too. And with that, just 1 year later, in 2006, Rockstar re-released this game with the name Midnight Club 3 DUB Edition Remix, being practically like a Game of the Year edition or a turbocharged definitive edition here of the traditional Midnight Club 3. It came to the PS2 with the greatest hit seal, which is that red strip on top, and it also came to the Xbox with the silver strip of platinum hits. So around here, the remix version brought all the content of the original game, but with some interesting new features, yes. And the main point here, guys, for sure, is the inclusion of the city of Tokyo in the game, bro, yeah. So, in the traditional game, we already had a different open world, with 3 different cities in the game being San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit. And well, when Tokyo arrived in the remix version, then it raised the level even more, right? So, this city had already appeared in Midnight Club 2. A lot of people had enjoyed playing there, and Rockstar ended up doing a tribute, revamping the city to the higher level of details compatible here with Midnight Club 3, and ended up delivering, yes, a pretty cool place to explore. Remembering that in the same year of this version, Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift was coming out in theaters too, right? So it was even cooler to play around here. Besides the city of Tokyo, which obviously brought new tracks and races to do, whether in offline mode or online mode, the remix version brought 24 new cars as well. And look, the list is catchy, okay? So, you guys are seeing there in the background all the cars that were added around here, and I highlight the Dodge Charger, Chevrolet Corvette C2, Hummer H3T, and the classic Lamborghini Diablo, which was everyone's darling both in the 90s and the 2000s, right? It's also important to mention that we had motorcycles being put here as well, like the Ducati Pulse Smart 1000 for example. And I also have to highlight that we have more car brands appearing here too, since GMC, Infiniti, Pagani, and Scion, which were not present in the original game, ended up showing their faces in the remix version too. Oh, and since I mentioned Ducati there, in the remix version we also had some alterations in car values, you know? Like, we can mention the price of the Ducati SS1000 was reduced from $12,200 to $10,995, and the Ducati 999R increased from $29,995 to $31,495. I don't know the reason for this change, but it happened here in this new version. In this remix version, we also received 25 more licensed songs. And actually, the soundtrack of the game as a whole is a very positive point in this game, having a lot of rap, hip-hop, so everything placed here in the game followed this line and combined super well in the same way. And a quick pause here guys to ask for your subscription if you are enjoying it. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, okay? Thank you very much. Getting back to it here, about the map where we can guide ourselves to see the races and stuff, it is also different in aesthetics, having some reddish tones as you are seeing there in the background. By the way, the reddish tones are used quite a lot here to differentiate this version from the other one, since on the game's start screen itself we can see this, right? In the original version, it's more aimed at blue, and this is also present in the menu while it is raining. Look, it also stays with bluish and reddish tones to differentiate the versions too. However, for some reason, inside the San Diego garage right behind our car there, it is the color blue in the remix version, while it is red in the traditional version of the game. Go figure. The loading screens are also different around here, guys, and this goes for both career mode and arcade mode, where it is possible to see the change of cars there in the images to be something different here in the version. And we have a 100% screen that is also different around here. All of this mentioned doesn't change absolutely anything, but right, since they are differences, I had to mention them here. Which, by the way, I gotta mention one more too, since the letters of the race information are in the color blue in the original version, and in the remix version they stay in the color orange. So, what we have around here is a more polished version of the original game, practically a DLC of the normal Midnight Club 3 that we know, okay? But for being so discreet, let's put it this way, the beginning of the game. A lot of people took time to understand what changed, especially because the save file of the normal Midnight Club 3 works on Remix too, so a lot of things ended up passing unnoticed around here. But what about you? Which of these versions did you guys play? Comment down below, and don't forget to pass by this video talking about the Black Edition version of NFS Most Wanted, a differentiated version that deserves your view too, alright? So that's it. Thank you so much, and bye bye.